There are moments in human history when the veil between the seen and the unseen is lifted, when a single night carries the weight of eternity. One of those moments is the miraculous journey of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The Isra and Mi'raj. At a time when the Prophet was surrounded by loss, grief and rejection, Allah opened for him a door to hope, a journey beyond the earth, beyond the skies, into the divine presence. The Quran begins this chapter with words of pure glory. Glory be to him who took his servant by night from the sacred mosque to the farthest, mosque whose surroundings we have blessed, to show him of our signs. Indeed, he is the hearing, the seeing. Quran 17:1. This journey wasn't only his. It was a message for all believers, that when the world closes in, the heavens open up. It's a reminder that faith is not about escaping reality, but transcending it. Today, as people across the globe face their own darkness, from wars to displacement, from loneliness to loss, the story of Isra and Mi'raj whispers the same promise, that light can emerge from the night. Pause and reflect. What would you feel if you were offered a glimpse of the divine? Keep that feeling in mind as we begin. What comes to mind when you hear miraculous journey? Share one word in the comments below. Faith, wonder, hope, or something else entirely. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Share this video with your loved ones, because this knowledge can literally change a life. Before the night of Ascension came the years of trial. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, had endured a period that historians call al-Huzn, the year of sorrow. In that year, he lost his beloved wife Khadija, the first believer, his companion in struggle, and the light of his home. Soon after, he lost his uncle Abu Talib, his lifelong protector. The streets of Mecca that once held the laughter of family became filled with hostility and isolation. When he traveled to Ta'if, seeking refuge and new hearts for the message of Islam, he was met instead with stones and mockery. Blood ran down his blessed face, yet from his lips came no curse, only a prayer. O Allah, to you I complain of my weakness, my scarcity of resources, and my humiliation before men. In that prayer, humility met hope, and it is from the deepest valley of despair that the highest journey in human history began. Because when the world turns away, Allah draws near. The Quran captures this rhythm of human experience. For indeed, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94:5-6. Today, countless people walk their own year of sorrow. Parents mourning children lost to conflict. Refugees rebuilding shattered lives. Hearts breaking under the weight of loneliness. Yet this story reminds them, the night is never endless. Just as the Prophet's night turned into light, ours can too. Imagine the weight of rejection, grief, and endurance. Hold that image as we proceed on this journey. Have you ever faced a time of hardship where hope seemed far? Comment yes, and share one line of how you found strength. One night, as the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, rested near the Kaaba, the impossible unfolded. The angel Gabriel, appeared, carrying a mount unlike any on earth. Al-Buraq, a radiant creature, swift and luminous, its stride as far as its eye could see. With the angel's call, the Prophet began a journey that defied the laws of space and time. From the sacred mosque Al-Masjid Al-Haram in Mecca, to the farthest mosque, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, a journey of light within a single night. There, he led the previous prophets, Ibrahim, Abraham, Musa, Moses, Isa, Jesus, and others, in prayer. This act symbolized the unity of divine guidance across generations and the continuation of faith through him, the final messenger. The Quran records this miracle in simple, powerful words. Glory be to him who took his servant by night from the sacred mosque to the farthest mosque, whose surroundings we have blessed. Quran 17:1. But this verse is not only about distance, it's about connection. Just as the Prophet connected the sacred cities, you too connect the seen and unseen when you pray, when you hope, when you rise again after difficulty. Across the world today, people still journey, from Gaza to Sudan, from refugee camps to new beginnings, not by Burak, but by faith. Each step toward peace, justice, or forgiveness echoes that same night journey. Picture the night, the sacred mosque, the unknown creature. Let your imagination journey too, from the earthly to the divine. If you could travel in one night to any sacred place, real or spiritual, where would it be? Share your answer in the comments. From Jerusalem, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was lifted, not merely upward, but inward, into realms beyond human sight. This was the Mi'raj, the Ascension, a journey through the 7 heavens, guided by the angel Jibril. At the first heaven, the Prophet met Adam, peace be upon him, who welcomed him as the father welcomes his child. At the second, he met Yahya, John, and Isa, Jesus, who greeted him with peace. At the third, Yusuf, Joseph, radiant in beauty. At the fourth, Idris, the ascetic lifted high. At the fifth, Harun, Aaron, the brother of Musa. At the sixth, Musa, Moses, himself, who would later play a role in the divine gift of prayer. And at the seventh, heaven, the Prophet met Abraham, leaning against the house of refuge, Bait al-Ma'mur, symbol of eternal worship. Each meeting was a reminder. Revelation is not random. It is a chain of light, a story of continuity. Faith passed from hand to hand, heart to heart. Beyond the 7th heaven, Jibril halted. "Here is my limit," he said. "If I go further, I would burn." The Prophet continued alone, reaching the lote tree of the utmost boundary, Sidrat al-Muntaha, where he was shown signs beyond description, the vastness of mercy, the nearness of the Creator. This is not just history. It's a mirror of your own ascent. Every struggle you overcome, every prayer you rise for before dawn, is a step in your personal mirage. Now ascend. Each heaven, each meeting, feel the awe, and remember, faith is a climb, not a comfort zone. If you could meet one great figure from history or faith for a moment of wisdom, who would it be, and why? Share your answer below. Among the countless wonders shown to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, during the Mi'raj, one became a lasting connection between heaven and earth: the prayer. In that sacred nearness, Allah prescribed 50 daily prayers. As the Prophet descended, he met Musa, Moses, who asked, "What has your Lord commanded?" When told of the 50, Musa said, "Your people will not bear it. Return and ask for ease." Again and again, the Prophet returned humbly to his Lord, until the command was reduced to 5 prayers, carrying the reward of 50. This was not a reduction, it was a mercy. A gift of rhythm and remembrance woven into our day. 5 pauses in time where heaven still opens. Fajr, the dawn of gratitude. Duhr, a breath in the heart of the day. Asr, the calm between effort and sunset. Maghrib, the closure of worldly light. Isha, surrender before sleep. Each prayer is a personal mirage, a journey back to center. When you prostrate, your forehead on the ground, you are closest to the one who lifted his prophet beyond the skies. In a world racing toward noise and distraction, prayer becomes the sacred silence where meaning is reborn. Every bow is a return. Every word, a bridge between the mortal and the eternal. Let each of the 5 prayers be your own ascent. 5 reminders that the heavens are never closed to a heart that kneels. Which of the 5 daily prayers feels most meaningful to you, and why? Share your reflection below. Your story might inspire someone's next prayer. The journey of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, began in sorrow, yet it unfolded into light. That divine pattern, hardship followed by ease, was not only his story, it is the pattern of life itself. The Quran reminds us again and again, for indeed, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94, 5-6. Notice, not after hardship, but with it. Even in darkness, ease travels beside the pain, unseen but near. In today's world, this message is more alive than ever. A mother in Gaza cradles her child amid rubble, whispering, Alhamdulillah. Gratitude even in loss. A doctor in Indonesia rebuilds a clinic after an earthquake, saying, "We must continue. Allah is with us." A student battling depression whispers her night prayer and finds the strength to face another dawn. These are not isolated stories. They are living echoes of the Prophet's night. For when the Prophet rose from despair and was carried beyond the stars, he taught us that faith is not the absence of struggle. It is the courage to walk through it. Your trials may feel endless, your prayers unanswered, but perhaps you are being prepared for your own ascent, your personal mirage. Hold fast. Ease is not a stranger. It is already on its way. When you feel overwhelmed, remember, ease is already traveling beside your pain. Don't stop walking before you meet it. What hardship are you facing or have faced? And where did you find the ease within it? Share one line in the comments. Your story may comfort someone tonight. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, arrived in Jerusalem on that miraculous night, he was not stepping into a new story. He was stepping into the continuation of an ancient one. It was the land of prophets. Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, all had walked those same stones, calling humanity toward light. By leading them in prayer at Masjid Al-Aqsa, the Prophet symbolically united every era of revelation under one purpose: worship of the one God. Today, Jerusalem remains sacred, but also scarred. Its streets carry the weight of conflict and resilience. Families who have lived there for generations continue to hold the keys to homes they can no longer enter. And yet, through the hardship, hearts remain steadfast, echoing the same faith that once lifted the Prophet from that very city toward the heavens. Al-Aqsa is not just a building of stone. It is a symbol of connection between heaven and earth, past and present, body and soul. Every time you turn your face toward it in prayer, you reaffirm that link. The message of Isra and Mi'raj still whispers today. protect what is sacred. Not only places, but values, truth, and compassion when the world forgets holiness. Remember, it lives in the heart that still kneels. As the Prophet visited the farthest mosque, think of the sacred places within your own life, the people, the moments, the principles you must guard. What is your sacred place? A location, memory, or principle that keeps your faith alive? Share it in the comments and tell us why it matters to you. The Miraj was not only a physical journey, it was spiritual, psychological, and deeply transformative. Each heaven symbolized a stage of inner purification, a refinement of the soul. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was shown what it means to rise beyond fear, anger, and attachment, to see the world with clarity and the heart with light. In the Hadith, it is said that his heart was opened, washed with Zamzam water, and filled with understanding beyond words. This is a metaphor for each human heart. It can expand, cleanse itself, and receive guidance if we seek it sincerely. The Mi'raj teaches us 3 timeless lessons. Purification. The heart must be free of grudges and darkness. Ascension. True growth requires effort, reflection, and courage. Vision. To see the world and ourselves clearly is the first step to meaningful action. Even today, the journey mirrors our inner struggles. A student facing self-doubt can ascend by cultivating focus and discipline. A refugee rebuilding a home can purify their grief into hope and resilience. A community leader guiding others can gain vision by listening deeply and acting with integrity. Faith is not abstract. It is the active journey of the heart, ascending every day, even amid trials. Let your heart be unveiled. Let your chest be opened. Let your vision rise as if walking the heavens with the Prophet. If you could ascend one level in your life today, in character, faith, or skill, what would it be? Share your personal goal in the comments. The Miraj was not only a personal journey, it was a lesson in leadership and responsibility. By connecting with the prophets of the past and receiving divine commandments, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, demonstrated that leadership is service rooted in faith. The gift of prayer was not only for the individual, it was a tool to strengthen the Ummah, the global community. A strong heart, purified and focused, radiates guidance and compassion. A leader is not the one who seeks power, but the one who carries the burdens of others while remaining humble and steadfast. Today, communities around the world face challenges: poverty, conflict, environmental crisis, social injustice. The Miraj teaches us that every individual action matters. Helping a neighbor rebuild a home after disaster is leadership in practice. Mentoring youth or offering counsel is leadership of the heart. Standing for justice and mercy, even when it is unpopular, is leadership aligned with the divine path. As the Prophet ascended, he carried a message for all generations. Leadership begins with inner purification, ascends through personal responsibility, and culminates in service to others. You are part of the chain of this journey. Your actions ripple beyond you. Step into the role of servant leader in your own community. How can you contribute this week to your community in light of this story? Share one action you'll take. Even small deeds can carry immense impact. The journey of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was not just a singular night. It is a blueprint for every believer. From sorrow to ascension, from hardship to divine connection, every step carries a lesson. Life is a series of journeys, some visible, some unseen. Faith is not escape. It is courage to rise again, even when the path is dark. Prayer, reflection, and service are our own ways to ascend toward light. You do not need to travel on Al-Buraq to experience a mirage. Each act of patience, each word of kindness, each moment of sincere prayer is a step on your personal night journey. As you leave this story, ask yourself, how will you live the lessons of Isra and Mi'raj today, tomorrow, and every day? Your life, like the Prophet's night, can become a bridge between earth and heaven, hardship and ease, despair and hope. This is your ongoing journey. Let your daily life reflect the miracles you have witnessed tonight. Comment the one phrase from this video that touched you most. We'll revisit your favorites and reflect on them together.